Hello, everyone, and happy Canada Day to all my fellow Canucks. Today is officially Canada Day. It's just actually wrapping up, and as I'm sitting here chatting, I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the fireworks outside. I debated actually going down to the lakefront since the lakefront is just 10-minute walk from me, and I thought I'd go down there and go see the fireworks, but it's incredibly crowded, and I don't like crowds. So. But I've been celebrating. I had to work this afternoon, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's weird. But I worked this afternoon, and I just I wanted to do this tonight. I wanted to do my keep the art block thing going here. Enrique will be joining us in about 10 minutes, and I just thought I'd come on a little bit early, just to say Happy Canada Day and to celebrating some of the festivities from the convenience of my own home. I know I have quite an American viewership, and I know your 4th of July is coming up. We probably celebrate your 4th of July as much as you celebrate Canada Day, so we don't really have anything to do with it. But likewise the same, but Canada likes to celebrate our Canada Day. We really do. We've been a little more patriotic this year than perhaps usual. Not to say that we haven't been, but with things being as they have been lately, we like to jump in and go yay yes right now. So and we have lots to celebrate. There's a lot of things that are uniquely Canadian that a lot of people don't know about. I was actually kind of looking up a couple of things. One of the things was, I've forgotten what was insulin. Most people don't know that insulin was actually invented in Canada in 1921. I think it was Frederick Banting that actually invented. I think that was the guy's name, Frederick Banting. And he sold he sold it for like $1. He sold the patent on it, I think, for like $1. And the only reason he sold it that cheap was he felt it was something that belonged to the world and didn't want to make a profit off of it. So that's kind of was actually a cool little thing. I'd forgotten all about that. I remember hearing about that years ago. So the telephone was actually invented in Brantford, Ontario by Alexander Graham Bell. A lot of people think it was in Boston. The fact was he actually invented it here. Sorry. But then he took it to Boston to sell it, market it, and etc. So, yeah. What was the other one I was saying? A lot of you may have heard us talking about our coins up here and the fact that we have funny names for our money, but it's the I should see if I can bring it up. Our coin, our $1 coin that we introduced back in 1987 was we called the loonie, and the reason being is that it had a little image. Let's see if I can bring it up here. It had a little image of a loon, and a loon is a bird. If you've ever been out to the lake and you go out first thing in the morning, and you look across the lake and you hear that, but you hear that across the lake. Those are loons. And so the artist decided to put on designed a loon for the back of the coin, and somehow it just clicked that everyone started calling it a loonie. And that's it right there. And then the other side was an image of the Queen. This is when she was still alive back then. A few years later, they also wanted to eliminate the $2 bills and decided to make that into a coin. And because it's worth 2 loonies, they called it a toonie. So loonies and toonies. I might actually have one over here in just one moment. If you can just hold on to yourselves. If I can see if I can dig one out, I might still have one. If not, I guess then. Oh, yeah, I actually do. I'm not sure how this will show up on. But it's gold in the center, has a polar bear, and it's silver around the outside. Let's see if we can lose this now. We don't need to do that. That's the little guy right there. So a little polar bear. And those are worth 2 loonies. So when you hear us talking about saying save up your loonies and toonies, I'm talking about basically saving up your money. And because, you just need it for your Tim Hortons to zip down and catch a double-double. Just a few clicks up the road. A click is what we kind of refer to as a kilometer. Sometimes here he's going 60 clicks, 60 kilometers per hour. It's a funny little term. We like to wear toques. You may have heard that term once in a blue moon. Toques is that's basically, I think, what Americans call it. A beanie, I think, is what you guys call it. But we use the it's a French term. We call it a toque, which is basically just a winter hat that comes over your head with the thing flipped up the front collar, and we like to wear that around and tell people that it's called a toque. And keep our head and our ears warm in the winter when we're heading up to Tim Hortons to spend our loonies and toonies, just a few clicks up the road. And if you want to spice up your double-double, double-double, by the way, that's uniquely a Tim Hortons thing. Tim Hortons, which used to be Canadian and isn't, but it's generally still popular through Canada because you can't throw a stone down the street without hitting a Tim Hortons, which is a shame, though, that it was sold to this American/Brazilian company a few years back. What were they called again? 3G Capital, that owns RBI, that owns a few places, Burger King and Popeyes and something else. Firehouse Subs, I think, is another one. Anyways, they own Tim Hortons as well and kind of destroyed the menu, sadly. But where was I going with this? I was going to kind of make a point about something. But that I wish I could go back and remember what I was saying. Isn't that terrible? I have the worst memory. I am getting old, and I think I'm losing my marbles a little bit because I've actually drawn a complete blank on what I was just talking about. Let's see, it was Canadian things, right? We were talking about the Mickey. If you want to spice up your double-double, was we have something called a Mickey, which is just a little flask that you usually put something like whiskey or some sort of liquor, and it's just usually a small one, something you can tuck and hide into your coat. And so if you hear that you got a Mickey, something on you, rum, whiskey, whatever you got, they'll say, I got a Mickey on me, right? You've kind of hidden it in your coat. So, but yeah, just off the top of my head, those are just a few little things. We're still waiting for Mr. Enrique to show up. He can only stay for an hour tonight. Normally we do an hour and a half show. I'll see how I feel at the end of it, if I want to keep going or not. Maybe do a little drawing session. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But I've already just sort of been on here for 9 minutes. And let's see what else has been happening this week. I have had to work quite a bit. I've been called into work. I want to get this YouTube thing going again, and I've been writing down a lot of ideas that I've got for this channel. And I'm going to be starting up some videos and some live streams again. I'm hoping to do the Saturday show if I can be left alone to do it. That's been the tricky part. But I would like to actually start up the Saturday. He's just going to call it Saturday Afternoon Mad Theater, but I named it after a show from the 70s that I used to watch, and I kind of thought it's not going to quite fit, so I thought I'd end up just calling it the Saturday Afternoon Cartoon Theater, because I plan to do some caricature demos and drawing demos, and I've got a bunch of fun ideas for that. As well as videos that I want to start doing once a week. I'm still going to continue Art Block, which is currently Tuesday nights, and we usually do them late. I usually don't start them until 10:30, and I want to make that as consistent as I possibly can, because, you know, on YouTube, consistency is the thing, and if people are interested enough, I don't have a lot of viewers yet, even though I've been doing this for like a year and a half. But I think partly that's my fault, not titling it right, not thumbnailing it, and not promoting it enough, simply because I haven't been able to. But we'll see what happens in the next little while, if I can kind of ramp things up as I would like to. Again, that all comes down to just simply being left alone. But I'll see if there's any updates here on our good friend Enrique. Hopefully he can still make it. I did send him the link. He hasn't quite opened that up yet, but we'll hopefully see if we can get that shortly. Because we're already coming up to, what time do you have? I have 10:27. I usually start them a little bit later on Tuesday nights. for the art block, simply so that, well, partly because this is only when Enrique can come on, but because he is on the East Coast, it's only 7:30 where he is. So if he can get here, so if I get an audience around that post dinner time on the East Coast, I have a better chance of getting a larger crowd across the continent. So at the moment, I don't know if I should do a break, if I should do a short commercial break, or if I should just give it a few more minutes and wait for Enrique to show up. But this is where I would throw out questions to the audience, but I don't have one yet. Apparently, I have one viewer, all single viewer. I tend to get more viewership the next day. Maybe these are a bit late for my East Coast people, and they don't catch it at night. But I do seem to get a fair number of people watching it on the replay. It's hard to keep an audience going, keeping their interest. Once I get people watching, I find that in the analytics, they tend to drop off. So somehow I have to generate some interest. But if you can stick around today, if you happen to hop in and you happen to watch the show and you happen to stick around, or if you're watching this on the replay, let me know. Let me know if you've come in and watched. And eventually what I will start doing is when I get things finished, set up properly, I can actually start drawing while I'm talking with Enrique. But he seems to have the link, and I think he should be joining us momentarily. Who is this magical viewer that I have here watching? If you're out there, please say hello. I'd like to know if, unless maybe that is Enrique, I'm not sure. But if you're watching on the replay, leave a message. Send a message down below. Give me a like. Drop a message. I want to ask for subscribers, really do, but I feel like I need to start generating content to make it worthwhile for people. And I think if I can get some content going again, then I feel a little more proper about asking for people to follow when there is actually something to offer back. So, but yeah, I've been kind of trying to work on this. I want to do a video. I talked about this last week about working when you work part-time versus full-time, and how that affects as a creator and as an artist, and when you're trying to time manage, and why a person who works full-time with a family can better manage their time than somebody who has a part-time job where they work less, but it's sporadic. Part-time jobs are usually sporadic. I don't know too many people who work part-time and have an absolute fixed schedule that doesn't change. Mine is technically supposed to be like that, but the problem is when you're part-time, you're always called in for extra hours. If you're full-time, you don't usually get called in because you already work that 40-hour work week. And if somebody's not available, they usually just make do without them. Whereas the nature of part-time jobs, it leaves a gap when somebody phones in sick that has to be filled. And so a part-time person usually gets called in, their hours get juggled more, they're usually not consistent, and it makes it difficult to time manage. When you plan something for a specific time, you can get called in I got called in 4 hours before they started the shift. You can get called in on such short notice that it can throw a wrench into any plans you have. So you either decline that work, which usually ends up causing things like guilt, and it doesn't look good on your record, and it annoys your boss, and then you lose chances of getting additional hours maybe later when you need them. So you risk that as opposed to just saying no, right? Or you take it and then hopefully try to make up for it after. So there is the issue where you juggle, where somebody who works full-time, you go to work, you do your 9 to 5, whatever, you come home, you have supper, you spend some time with the family, put the kids to bed, and then you have that hour or two, maybe at the end of the night between 10 and midnight. And that's your time. You set that aside and you can follow that schedule. Even if it's like 3 days a week, that couple of hours is yours. That's when you can put into doing something for YouTube or something creative, and nobody and you set that nobody can interrupt you during that time. And because that is your fixed schedule every single day, there's no variation on that. You can follow that schedule, and generally you can be more productive and more creative. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. Let's see if I can bring him up here. Mr. Enrique, there he is. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good, good.
My audio okay?
Your audio is great.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
Oh, so the first thing I open up with is today is actually Canada Day.
Oh, nice. Happy Canada Day. How does that is that like the founding of the country, or?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it's kind of the same as your 4th of July.
It's pretty close too. Like I think the 4th is what, in like 3 days or something, right?
It's always Canada's always the 1st and US is the 4th, so they're always 4 days. I was actually just saying that Americans usually don't know much or anything about Canada Day. It's like Americans I know is like, well, you guys have that?
I mean, I knew it was a thing. I didn't know. I don't know anything about the origin, but
so yeah, that's our whole thing into. But I was talking a little about just about Canadianisms, being Canadian terms, just for fun to fill in some time. And I can't. My hair is a bit of a mess today, and I don't know how to fix this properly because I'm in reverse. So, but I just had a shower and washed my hair. Now I'm making it worse. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
how's the apartment and all that?
Apartment's fine. Apartment's good.
I'm sorry, the house, right? You got a house.
Well, the owner is away, so it's nice and quiet, which is nice. So the place is okay. As I said, it's small, it's cramped, but it's working out all right. Right now, I've been getting called. I got called into work. Like I'm working almost every single day this week.
Is that good, or because you're getting more money right out of it? So
6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like I work today, and I actually offered to work this afternoon because it was only 4 hours and it's time and a half because today is a holiday here. Mm-hmm. So I get a little extra money for it, but then I got called in on very short notice to work yesterday for 6 hours, and now I'm covering somebody else tomorrow night. So Thursday I think is the only day that I actually do officially have off, and then back on Fridays. So, but yeah, I've been working a lot. So the money is nice, but it does sort of it kills your creative buzz. Which is so like tomorrow I work. It's not till 8. I don't work till late, thankfully. So I do have the whole day, as long as I'm not calling for anything else or anything else interrupts me. So, but yeah, so when you plan to do something yesterday, like I planned out my day and then I get called in for that. And it's like, I can only do a couple of things. And next thing I know, I'm looking at the clock and I'm supposed to start. I'm like, oh, crap. So I have to shut everything down and then go in for 6 hours. And at that point, you're kind of done. So everything you plan to do is kind of
I feel that. I understand what you're talking about. Sometimes, it's especially if it's right in the middle or right in. Well, I mean, you can you choose when you go in or no?
No, they needed me for 5:30. So, and she called me at like 12:30, I think, for that. So. So I had 5 hours. But thing is, you have to, if I'm going to go in, I need to shower and whatnot and clean up before I go into work. I want to pack something because I'm going to need to eat something on my break. And then you pack a drink. And then I like to make sure I'm there about a half hour early just to make sure I got my keys. I've got, I stop and get a coffee on the way in, make sure I have my keys, make sure I have everything. So at that point, that's like, you're planning to leave about an hour to an hour and a half before your shift starts. So. Mm-hmm. So that eats into your time as well. So,
yeah. What have you been up to art wise? Like, have you been in the last 2 weeks here?
Yeah, I haven't. So I haven't gone online with anything, but I am trying to get things preset for doing lives and for videos. So I have been doing a bit of artwork. I've been doing little things. I want to do like a visual story. So I've kind of done some drawings, started some sketches and drawings for that story. So I'm getting that all prepped. So I have been working on some things.
Yeah, I noticed you're posting more on your story of Instagram, right? Did it feel like that?
For a while, I have all these little things that I've doodled on my iPad, and so once in a while I'll just to kind of keep interest generated, I'll throw up some of the artwork and some of the doodles and that I've done. So
yeah.
But
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard. It's been so long since I drew anything outside of for YouTube. I mean, I draw a little bit, but I remember it's not like, when I was first learning, right? I'm drawing like all day, every day for myself. Now it's kind of like, okay, I'm always drawing for the channel. That's the way I feel.
Nice. So that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So because you said you're finishing up something tonight. You said you can only do an hour tonight because you're.
Yeah, I want to work. I'm supposed to work on another comic with I did 2 other ones. It was like a 7-page comic, and there's like a theme. And just as we finished the last one, they were like, "Okay, let's do another one." And I'm like, "Sure, I'll do it.
Wow.
Why not?" It's gonna be noir themed, and I have to show him just some thumbnails. And I was like, kind of like, I'm trying. I think we're trying to work out more, so I've been trying to like allocate time for that now. So that's like shockingly time. I think it's like time consuming. I don't know how people do them. Like, I have to go there, and then maybe if I'm there for like an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and because so I got to drive there. That's like 20 minutes from my house, and then I, work out. Maybe it'll take like an hour at most. I don't like doing like these 2-hour things, and then leave another 20-minute drive back. I get a shower, get ready, all that stuff. I was like, wow, that's kind of like a big chunk of block of time. I get why people do it in the morning. I don't want to do it at night. Yeah. I used to do it at night. That was a terrible idea. If I did it at night, I'll be up till like 7 a.m.
Oh, I used to actually do that when I back in 2016. I had moved. There was a little small gym that was like almost right across the street from me. And because I was used to being a night owl, I would it was open 24 hours, so I could go in. You could access it with your phone, a phone app, and it would unlock the door. And
Nice.
I used to go in there just to go in at night, and it was kind of a good time to do that. So it was handy. I used to like doing that. So yeah, I find that some people can do that and others can't. So it's
Yeah. I would do it now. I'm definitely a night owl now again, but I just don't want to stay up too late. Like it gets my heart rate up a lot, and I'll just
that is true.
Because I'll still feel tired, even though I'm like a night owl now. I'll still kind of feel tired at 1, but I'll like pass out at like 3 or 4. But I don't know. We'll see. I'd rather just get out of the way like at 6 in the afternoon or 2, something like that.
The morning is I find morning is difficult because I find that's when everybody wants. It's so packed first thing in the morning between like 7 and 9. And then also in the evening, around about 6 o'clock, at least the one here, also it gets really busy in the evening. A lot of young people at that time, so it's
that's why I go to. So that's why I go to the one I go. That's why I go to the one I go to right now. That's why it's like 20 minutes away. Is because I use a school gym, school I used to go to, and for college. But college gym at like 6 to 7, it's not like there's nobody there, but there's plenty of room. I noticed even at the beginning of their semester, I was surprised. So I just kind of kept it. So
you are, by the way, you are getting really choppy, and your audio is getting choppy again. I don't know if it's what is your connection like? And you've completely frozen. There, I gotta remove the other one. There we go.
Hold on, am I still here? Hold on, I turned off my Wi-Fi, but I went away. So
I was wondering if it's your connection or not, because you'll start really well, and then very slowly it'll just start freezing a bit, and then the audio goes out. So,
am I okay now, or is it still choppy?
Well, at the moment it is, but it's like I said, it's sort of a slow progression, right? Like your video is going choppy, but
right now,
I still hear you. Yeah, at the moment, can you? I guess you can't view it on because you use your phone, don't you?
Yeah. Let me see. I could probably view it on my computer. Hold on. Let me see. 1 minute.
I should give you the.
Is this much worse? What's happening? Hello? Am I there?
Right now, you're okay. Yeah.
Okay, I turned my Wi-Fi off, and so I think if it's better now.
All right. It'll kind of eat up your data a bit, but
that's fine. I don't really. I have a ton of data.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, we were just saying that finding that sweet spot for the gym, time to go in when it's not busy. You're talking about making time for that. And
right. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. I should do it in the morning, but like I said, my gym over there, like it's not that full. It's really not. I picked that gym specifically because it's never full.
Not busy.
So
that's good.
It's never super busy ever. Like I never struggle with machines or anything. It's like I said, it's a school gym. Even a lot of people at the school don't use it, which is strange. But it's like a new building and everything. So what about you though? You use a YMCA, right?
Well, I work at the YMCA, so I have free access to it, so I can use it anytime I want. So,
but have you been using it more because of that? Or?
It was sort of on and off. So the two things is one is that time wise is always awkward, but also it's the fact that it's also where you work. So to go in and use it when it's your place of employment. So if you work a job, who wants to go to your job on your time off? Right. But I kind of have to turn that off and not think of it that way. So, but
you could go before, right? You could go before you're in the.
I'm thinking of doing that. I mean, I know it kind of makes you a bit tired before you actually have to start doing a job, but I thought maybe it might be the only time that I can make myself go in is to go in before I actually start a shift. I can't do it after because we close. We actually lock the place up and close at the end of the night. So when we're cleaning it, right? So I can't do it after, but perhaps before I could try and go in a couple hours early beforehand and use it. So that might be what I might try and do.
Okay.
But
I do. That's a great idea. People would love to have a free gym.
Yeah, but I do need to do something. I need to get my heart rate back up because I used to be a walker. Like I'd walk everywhere. I don't drive, so it's easy. So for me, I'm used to like taking long walks. I've noticed lately as I'm getting older, you're feeling more in here, eh? And you're feeling the breathing a little more labored. And I thought, oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. So, especially as people like you and I who are creatives and you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk working on things. So, so to be able to make the time to go do something physical, just to get up and move and get your heart rate up again.
Right. I went walking these stairs they have over by the convention center over here, and I loved it. I thought those were perfect stairs. I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm outdoors. It's way funner than the Stairmaster at the gym. Like it actually made me want to walk, and I'm out of breath just like one or two up and down. I'm like, this is, but it would conceivably get better, right, if I did it more often. So that's like kind of it's a really awkward spot though, because it's kind of because I'd have to shower afterward, and I guess I could just go to a gym shower after. It just seems like a logistical mess, but we'll see. I'll try to figure something out with that. So I went to go visit my old high school. I have a buddy out there who will help me out with stuff. Like he'll let me borrow computer equipment sometimes, and he was showing me all the AI tools that you're using for like website building and stuff like that. And he kind of he gave me his login for ChatGPT. There's a version you have to pay. So, for example, when I use ChatGPT on my website, like I've been trying to push my website a lot, like in the last week I think 2 weeks, I've been really trying to work on it. So, what I would do with my website, for example, is I would say, "Hey, ChatGPT, look at my website. Can you look at it?" I give it the URL. It's like, okay, it literally just gives me feedback. I'm like, and not just generic feedback, because you can also get generic feedback, but it will give me specific feedback, like, oh, these colors are kind of mismatched. Maybe you should do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, maybe. How would I do that? And it's like, oh, you just go to this panel and this panel. I was like, okay, like slow down, because sometimes it'll go too fast. Tell me step by step. Tell me step 1, and then check back on me. Step 2, check back on me. So what would happen a lot is it would run out of data on the free version, and it would just kind of like you know, it'd be like, sorry, ran out of data. Time for tomorrow. We can see tomorrow. I was like, I can still ask him generic questions, but it's not gonna give me specified advice like it did before. So like one feature I really liked and I needed more data with was it would tell me, hey, you should do this, this, and this, and I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, I kind of know what you're talking about, but can you generate an image, just like a mock page of what you're talking about, and it'll generate the mock page for me, you know, be like, okay, like maybe something like this, and I was like, okay, interesting. So that's kind of what I needed the data for, is to generate mock images so I could follow. But anyway, yeah. So I was pretty happy about that. Sorry, go.
No, that's interesting. I was actually just going to say really quick, if what is your website? What's the name of your website?
It's sketchmonsterart.com. I just put the whole thing because there's already without the art, there's already sketchmonster.com. So I do sketchmonsterart.com.
Okay, I will add that in the description after the stream, so I'll put that down there for you. So hopefully,
yeah, I love it. That's like I think you call it backlink, right? So so that'll.
So what's on your website? Like, is it just a little bio? Like, obviously, it's a bio about you on there, but
so I just put I'm trying to copy somebody's website, but on the top of it, it's basically like whatever it is, whatever project I'm working on. It'll be like, buy this comic, you know, for that comic that I just came out with the group, and I'll be like, buy this comic in the shop, and then below it'll just be like my art. And I guess the main thing I'm gonna want to sell that I don't have yet would be how to draw programs, because most people that go to your page are going to be new people, like newbies at art. That's like what I've noticed. And yeah, that's it. So right now the learning page is just like coming soon.
Okay.
And then the shop had so the shop had so many bugs in it. Am I okay, by the way? Am I choppy right now?
You broke up for a moment. At the moment you're back.
Okay.
But
okay. Cool. So the shop page had so many bugs in it. So I was looking at the shop page originally with the WooCommerce stuff, and it was like just incorrect. It had like stuff that was exceeding the width of the page. I was like, what is going on here? I don't know how to fix this. So I just typed it into that thing, ChatGPT. I said, it looks weird. How do I fix this and this and this specifically? And they're like, okay. And then I fixed it just because it helped me. This is like, put this code into the CSS. And I'm like, this CSS isn't going to ruin my site, is it? It's like, we've scanned your site. This should be clean. Everything's good. Just put it in there. Okay. And I did it. And I was like, okay, fix it. Like, oh, dang. So like, it's fixing my shop. Like yesterday, I put on one of those things where you ever go into like a shop page and then you go back and it puts a little pop-up. Are you sure you want to leave? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like if you leave right now, if you don't leave, I have like a little code for a discount. So that's what I put on. I just put that on yesterday. It's still kind of raw. I don't like the image I put, but I have it there now. I can try to mess with it. So I'm just trying to turn it into like a real, you know who would be the person? There's two artists that I want to be like as far as like their website and stuff. One is Ross Draws. I mentioned him last time. His name's Ross. Yeah, Ross Tran. His artwork's really colorful, but I like the way his website's formatted and kind of who he is. Because Ross Draws, and then the other one is Kesh, which you told me about a long time ago.
Oh yeah, he's got a cool
that guy. I love that guy. So, because what I was thinking about was the way I market myself. And I'm like, okay, who does, like, what is it that I want it to look like in the end? Like, who do I really want to be? I don't want to be Proco. Proco is like a business, right? He's got an umbrella. Yeah, he's got an umbrella of like 30 different artists and all that. He's more like a business. So he's not really who I'm trying to emulate. I'm like, who am I trying to emulate? Who's an artist, who sells programs, but also sells prints. You know what I mean? And those two guys are the ones I came up with for me that I want to model myself after would be Kesh and Ross Draws, where they're artists, but they also do that. So those are kind of my two I'm aiming at. I know there's plenty more, but off the top of my head, well, I mean, the guys I have investigated, they have, because some people will have no website, right? And they just make money off of ad revenue or whatever, or prints or like, you know, so. But what were we saying? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that was all. Just I was actually just punching just to have a look at their websites to see what. Yeah.
Yeah. It's real simple layout and stuff like that. I like some of my favorite artists just don't have the infrastructure on a website that I want. So like a great example would be Dave Raposa. He's one of my favorite painters ever, and he only does stuff through, what is that called? Patreon. Like that's it. I think he has a simple website, really simple, but he does everything through Patreon.
Oh, okay. Some people have Gumroad as well.
I have a Gumroad.
I was thinking about trying that.
I have a Gumroad. You should try that. I usually put my free downloads on there, so I have like 2 free downloads. It's like a head, really simplistic head thing for total beginners, like a PDF of like 3 pages or something. And then, which to be honest, I want to renew. I made it way back. And then I have like a little Godzilla how-to of the head.
Oh yeah,
and those 2 freebies are just to get emails, which I got a lot of emails from them. But that's another thing. I have like 1,000 emails. I don't have that many emails. I have like, I think it was like 990, something like that, emails. And everybody keeps telling me that like emails are the lifeblood of your business, period. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard, yeah.
I keep hearing that
I've heard that a few times. That I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but I guess it's something I should. I suppose if
me neither. Yeah.
Subscribe to your page, and you have any updates for products or things that you're offering, then you can send out email notices and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So that's going to be my next thing to work on after I get the website to a place that I want it, just to be like, okay, it's good. I'll still change it here and there, but for the most part, and it's kind of almost to that point. Like today I had a few friends go through it, just like non-artists, and I kind of told them what I want to do with it, and they were pointing out very obvious things that were wrong with it, and I was like, interesting, I gotta change that. For example, I never mentioned my name on the About Me page. It's like, it's kind of weird. Why don't you mention your name ever? Or you don't mention this and this and this. I'm like, you're right, I should do that. And the About Me page is broken. I made that way back. So and they were talking about the colors too. So when I get it to that point, my next thing is I want to go into the email thing and learn about it. And I'll probably learn about it through ChatGPT, honestly, because it gives me everything I've wanted about SEO information too. Okay. So like, it'll be like, okay, go through my website. What do you think of the SEO? It's like, oh, this link is broken. This and this on this page is like, should be this. That'd be a good idea. I was like, interesting. That's good. So I want to do that with email stuff. What can I send off with email? What would be a good idea? And like you were saying, the lifeblood of all this stuff is our artwork. That's something I noticed. I was like, okay, I need a banner image over here on the About Me page, or I need an image. It should be art, but I don't have an extra. I kind of been reusing this other thing, or this other one looks kind of grainy and weird. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, I just haven't done a lot of art like that's finished in a few years. So, and a lot of it's just sketches and. So the art is just gonna pump it through. That's what I noticed about Ross Tran. Ross Tran is his art. I think is the main what brings people there.
Have you ever thought of doing a book of some sort, either a how-to book or maybe just a collection of your work?
That'd be good as a later, but I don't want to take on too many projects at once. I'm already doing that comic thing, and then. The website in itself is a project for now, right? I mean, I'll the bulk of the work is probably now, and then it'll be, tweaking it for a year or two later, years later. And I really want that drawing program, which I already have videos for, but I've become a little bit of a better teacher since I've been doing these lives. So I want to re-record some of the videos I did for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then fill out that program. I think a big part of it is who told me this? Finished is better than perfect. I don't know. I heard that a long time ago.
What's his name? I sometimes watch his stuff, but I'm not a huge fan. But I do. It's either Gary V or
one of them.
What's his? Oh, I can see him, and I've watched his stuff. I even listened to him this week, although I find he gets a bit annoying to listen to after a while. I can't think of his name.
Is it Hormozy or whatever?
No. This is a guy who talks about doing YouTube and reasons to turn, You just got to turn on the camera.
Darrell Eves? This is Darrell Eves. He's like one of the bigger YouTube
Darrell
guys.
Eves? No, but he's in that vein of one of those. Yeah. He's a religious person and started doing a lot of videos for his church, and I can't.
Isn't that Darrell Eves? I thought that was Darrell Eves. He does something called series. He does like a Jesus series or something.
Oh, does he? Darrell Eves?
Yeah, he does. He does something called like.
Darrell Eves is the big heavy set guy, though, right? This guy, the one I'm thinking
He's
of.
a heavy set guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not that guy.
Skinny one who's.
I don't know who this other guy is then. I might know the name if you threw it out there.
I'd have to look him up. I can't think of.
Send it later. I'm curious now. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys.
Find it on the live so I could say it, but yeah, I can't. I'm drawing a complete blank on his name now. It'll probably hit me later, but
right. I like Gary V's surface level beginner, like the stuff on his Instagram hypes me up, and I was like, yeah. Although I think he's just a lot of stupid things with it, and like he said we're gonna be paying for NFTs. Remember when that NFTs were a big thing? He's like, one day, buy your plane ticket in NFTs. I'm like, bro, that didn't work. Like that was stupid. But I mean, you gotta go. I guess you gotta put yourself out there a lot.
The guy I was trying to think of, his name is Sean Cannell, and his channel is Think Media.
I know Think Media. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks really cool. Yeah.
Sean Cannell.
I don't think I watch it a ton, but I think I know Think Media.
I did years ago, and I used to take a lot of notes and whatnot, and then I found it just was kind
young guy, right?
To listen to.
Youngish
I
guy.
A bunch of those and take it. Yeah, he was like in his 40s.
That guy. Yeah. Okay, I see the picture now. Yeah, that guy is cool. I haven't like watched a gigantic amount of his stuff, but I know who he is, and I've seen like tips from him, and I
used to listen to all of those for a long time, and now I don't watch those so much. I've actually been watching some creators who don't have quite the big name that they do, but they still have like a lot of good information. And I started typing in doing YouTube over 50 or over 40 or over 50, and there's actually a lot of people who have like a lot of really good advice on that, and I've started following some of them. So I there's about 2 or 3 of them that I've been following. 2 of them are women actually that were doing it, and one
I followed and I think I mentioned to you that one time that woman. It's directed at women, but like I thought her advice was so good, and it helped me more than most of the other stuff. I think her name was Jamie something. Do you know what I'm talking about? I sent it to you a long time ago.
You mentioned it, but yeah, I remember you talked about it, and I can't think of the name, but
yeah, Jamie's something, and her stuff's clearly aimed at women. She says that's her market, and but like just some of the advice I had heard from her, and I listened to her podcast. It helps more than anything for me. I was just like, dang, like what was I've heard this from a bunch of people. For example, and I think I said it here last time. One thing was thinking of your YouTube channel as like a real business, right? If you like really think about it that way, you're kind of like, I can't let this ugly thing in the comments, in the description go. I shouldn't cheap out, on the to-do list of what I should do if this is like a real business, right? So I was trying to think of my stuff as a real business. I'm like, oh, okay, I need a better website. Thank God for what is this called? For the AI stuff. Because if it wasn't for the AI stuff, my website would still be broken because I was just looking at YouTube videos, and I'll be like watching a 10-minute video for a while, and I'm like, okay, my problem wasn't in that. Or they didn't mention my issue here, or that guy's template. That guy's like, where it looks like the settings look different on the video, and I'm like, what? What I mean? It's not the same one. That must be a different version. Yeah. And then, but this thing will actually like, it'll kind of conform to what I'm saying whenever I say it. So anyway, yeah, I'm a big simp for AI right now. So for that part of AI, at least. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going on here. What else?
Say quick hello to a couple of people who comment in the chat. Jim Luhan, who popped in to say hi. I'm familiar with Jim. How you doing? And Toad Road Cartoons, I know who you are. Say hi to Toad Road. Good to see you. We'll chat soon. I know he's been messaging me, and we will chat. I haven't forgotten about you. So yes, he's a friend of mine for a while. So we will chat again soon.
Good. what else is going on? So mainly the website. That's the website, and then the videos for like the program. And I got to record some. Okay. I'm saying this right now. In a month, I will have a video program there. I don't like it. I don't know. I need to fix it, but I need it all out there. You know what I mean? I already have like half the videos up. I need all of them up, and then I can go through it as like, and put myself in my mind in the eye of the person that's new, look at it and be like, oh, this is dumb, or this is good, or this video is good. I need to go through it as a customer.
Right.
Because, here's another thing I did. I wanted to know how much the drawing programs are like out there in the ether there. Like how much does Proco sell his for? How much do these people sell theirs for? What do they have for that, And on average, it seems like it's around $400 would be like their big stuff. $400 to $500 with their big major programs.
Yeah.
And then some people do coaching, which I really don't want to do. I do not want to get on a Discord live with somebody and they show me their drawing. I don't want to do that. I hate that idea. But those people will charge like crazy amounts. But I don't care. I don't want to do it for now.
I just having a quick look at your website here. For your programs, these are your drawing, your teaching how-to programs, right?
Yeah.
So how do you upload those? Where they're, or is it linked somewhere?
Okay, it's linked somewhere. So what I did was, so remember that page I just started looking at yesterday. So I put coming soon, blah 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 blah, and then below it I put the skill. What is it called? The Skillshare, and then the Udemy. Pages.
Oh, you still got a Skillshare, eh? I thought those were long.
Yeah, the Skillshare it makes me it makes almost nothing. Like Skillshare, it used to make me $800 a month, which is extra, right? Without really like working that hard. Now it makes me like maybe 100. It'll be like $80, $90, $120, 90.
They stab themselves in the foot.
I know.
Big time. They did that to themselves, so I have no sympathy for them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I miss the extra money for sure. I definitely miss the extra money.
As soon as they changed their payout system, everyone was like, all of a sudden, everybody lost over half their revenue, and everyone just dropped off. But screw this, we're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, they weren't the hot thing anymore. Because I remember they were like the hot thing at one point. Every other video was like, go check this out. Yeah, that's funny. It still exists, so I think just to keep it active, I'll throw another program on there. That one, see, that's another little. It's not a big project because I don't want to put that much effort into it anymore. Obviously, I just want to look at it and be like, okay, what's a program as a feeder program I could put in here? What's a small program that could feed into my website? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that out right now. What's a very simplistic thing I could put on there? So same thing with Udemy. But the difference with Udemy is they never take your programs down. So like Skillshare will take your programs down, and
really?
Udemy will never take them down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So they take them down if they haven't had a certain amount of downloads within a year, and Skillshare would take them down. They're like, okay, this one there hasn't been that many, you're out. And then with Udemy, they'll just leave them up there, and then Udemy might do something to them. You can just press a button to bring it back up again. Sorry, what are you saying?
No, just saying interesting. I didn't know they took them down.
Yeah.
I was looking at your freebies too on your website. That's kind of a nice idea, actually, offering some little free little samples.
You know what gave me that idea? AI.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I had been giving out freebies on the YouTube channel forever, like one freebie, like, hey, how to draw something cute on the cute drawing channel. And that's how I got the 1,000 emails. But I didn't think about putting a page of them until AI kind of brought that up. I was like, oh, okay, why don't you put freebies? Because actually Kesh does that too. He does freebies. Yeah, there were free resources page. Let me see Kesh's. Let me see. That dude must never touch his website, by the way. He barely puts up videos anymore either. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I know. He got married not long ago, and I think he's been busy. Oh. And he does classes, like full physical teaching classes. So I think he just gets really busy.
Oh, damn. But yeah, like, so he's got a freebie page as well. He's got like head drawing, this cartoon guide, blah blah blah. But yeah, that freebie thing. So freebie thing, I just want to put it up. and I'll probably make a couple more freebies. Maybe change the layout in the future. But as long as it's up, that went up like in a day because I did it with AI. And I didn't do it like AI didn't build it for me. I mean, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do this by hand, and then all right. I use Elementor. I think do you use Elementor or no?
Oh, it's built into. Where I was telling you I was having issues with mine. I forget what it's called. I've kind of given up on it, but it's built into.
You got WordPress.
Yeah, you just click on it, and apparently it goes to that, and it's lost me. I'm just.
Yeah,
and they keep changing
Elementor
moving things.
Elementor is drop and drag though, for the most part. That's why I'm surprised. If you went into Elementor,
seems like it's. I don't know. I'd have to actually sit down. I'd actually have to somehow physically show you what's going on. But they keep there's this huge list of things down the side, like this enormous of all this stuff.
I'm telling you, get ChatGPT if you don't have it. And literally just type in what you're saying. Hey, I'm trying to make this website. All I'm saying are these options, and I remember reading off the options. Like there's a details tab, and I do it with audio. Details, analytics, editor, and they're like, oh, you must have this version. Go to analytics. Okay. Went to analytics. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Like it'll guide me through like it's a coach, I
can try. The other thing too is they keep changing things on their site. Like I even found a couple of like long, like 1 or 2 hour how-tos that I was going through step by step and pausing, and then he'd say, okay, now click on this, and it's not there. I'm like, that doesn't exist. What are you saying? Click on this and it's not there. And then you can't find it anywhere. Like just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but I'm telling you that it will just get ChatGPT. I sound like such a.
I'm waiting. I'm going to see if I can switch over to Wix because apparently Wix is like 10 times easier.
Yeah, Wix is okay. I've used it too. It's similar to Element. It's really similar to Elementor. It's really similar because Elementor you can drag and drop it. There's just a lot of choices. Yeah, and then this was similar. You drag and drop it the same way.
All this, I'd have to. I can't explain it without actually opening it and showing you what I'm looking at and just going like, there's so much stuff and crap and things, and they say, oh, don't worry about this, don't worry about this, don't worry about this, and I'm like, but and then the things you do need, it's up here, and I don't know, it's just all over the place. So I was like, no, this is completely losing me.
Yeah.
So I gave up on it. I don't know.
Well, it's funny. The thing is, that's happened to me like through the years,
Yeah.
Like for real. It's like I'll hit an error and I'll be like, wow, that video, that same bump you just hit, where you're like, okay, go here, and it's like that button's not there. You said that button was there, but that button not there.
I spent like 6 hours or more trying to go through that and just gave up. It was like after all that, I'm like, I'm not, and I still don't have anything. I give up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I found out then that I did something wrong, and then I can't change it, and then this won't move. I can't get rid of this thing as much as I try. This thing I cannot eliminate. And I'm trying to start over, and it won't let you start over again. And now it's just a complete mess. I give up.
Yeah, if you had like, for example, I picked these two artists. I want to copy their, how do you say, the way they market themselves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The website. Do you have like your own, like a list of guys or one or two where you're like, oh yeah, that guy does what I want, or I want my stuff to look like that guy. I was, maybe like that guy. Who's that guy that draws animals? Aaron Blaze. He's.
Oh yeah. But his is a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's got a nice site, but his is very much sales. He sells how-to programs. Like he has whole animation and a book on that he sells as well. But it's a nice website, but he's a Disney animator, so he has probably somebody who makes a site for him. So
I don't know, maybe. He is older, right? So
Creature Art.
Older? I can't even tell how old he is.
He's about a year older than me. So he's about 57, 58.
Okay, I wasn't sure. He's got ambiguous. Okay, I thought that dude could have been older. I thought that dude could have been like late 60s. I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah, and not quite that, but he's Creature Art Teacher is the name of the site. So
Creature Art Teacher.
Yeah. So
it's a funny.
But they're all.
I love that. That's
art merch. He's got some merch and what his about page. Yeah.
Or maybe what's his name? BJ Dell, I think, is another guy who was making
a
lot. also. He's making like 11,000.
Oh, BJ Dell. Sorry, I was talking to somebody else. I think Bailey J. Sorry, I was confused there. BJ Dell. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one. I wonder if he's still making as much because he was making mostly off of what do you call that? Coloring books, and that was before AI.
That's what actually something I wanted to ask you about. Oh, I like his page actually. That's really nice. I like the font and everything. That's really cool. Oh, see, that's what I would like. I love a page that looks like that. Because I remember you started doing this once, and I thought, oh, that's a neat idea, and I started making a bunch, and I was to have downloadable pages for like coloring. Somebody wants to do like a coloring, but it's supposed to be a coloring book. Just have pages that you can download and print, and just color yourself.
Yeah, I stopped doing that a long time ago. It was just too time consuming. Can you hear me? Okay, by the way, I thought
I had fun. I have fun drawing them. So you're a little crackly at the moment. And we're losing you. Yeah, we're losing you now. Oh, this stuff's really good.
Plug in.
No,
I think my battery's gonna die. Hold on, let me plug in my phone here. Let's see this. Wait, where the hell is my... One second.
It's crackling. Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta plug this in before I die here. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that 1%. I'm so glad I looked at that.
You sound like a fly right now, buzzing into the.
You too on my end too. Let me see. I don't know how to change that. Hold on. You want me to log in and out again? I can do that. Yeah.
Well, his stuff's on there. Oh, okay. He's gonna have to come back. We'll give it just a moment here. I like this guy's website. His stuff is sold on Amazon. Here he comes again. All right, we'll try it again.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, it's your audio that's a mess at the moment. No.
Interesting. Going to be why is the audio?
No, it's. Oh, wait till he comes back. I want to remember that website. BJ Dell. I'll have to remember that. All right, we'll try it again.
Hello. Am I still talking?
Same thing. Can you hear yourself? Can you see what this sounds like?
I think on my end you sound like foggy to me for some reason, but I can't hear myself.
It's like a mix of like talking into a fan and.
Are you okay?
Oh, there we go. All right, that's a little better.
It's starting to be normal. Yeah, I was gonna say it turned normal all of a sudden for me. Okay, sweet. Yeah, okay. BJ Dell's. Yeah.
No. You're gone again.
Hear me? Gone.
We got to figure out a better system for you, Enrique, because
there it doesn't. Hello here.
No, you're frozen and there's nothing.
Hello. Let me see. Frozen and nothing.
There's like little bits and bips coming through. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Streamlabs maybe. I don't know if it would make any difference if I use StreamYard or if it's something.
Probably my end. Hold on. Well, let me try something.
Because it always starts out well, like you start fine, and then all of a sudden, very slowly, it starts going out, and then it's just. I think we need to get you a good streaming setup. Because you can. I don't know if when I see him on TikTok, he'll stream on TikTok quite a bit, and that always seems to go all right. He just sort of points the phone down at his work while he's doing it, and that always seems to go clear as a bell. And I don't know. And we're waiting. We'll see if he comes back, because it's just a mess. Like, we unfortunately can't make out anything he's saying. So we'll see if make sure he's not messaging. And we'll give it just a moment. Do I have any of my videos, any of my on hold videos? There is a couple of I only have the one be right back. I'd put that up if I can. I should have like a technical difficulties plate that I can put up, and they'll just throw that up at some point. So anyways, I apologize for this. What can you do? Technology still isn't where it should be. Somehow we have AI to create things, but we still can't stream across the country smoothly. I don't get it. So who knows? But anyways, we'll probably only carry it for about another 10 minutes if we can, if he decides to come back. And if not, then maybe I'll just shut it down for the night. But we'll see. We'll wait and see if he comes back. I do have a be right back. Time to be God. And I have some new ones. I've been shooting some breaks with some random little retro ads from the 50s and 60s that I'm going to be using pretty soon. Specifically designed for the Saturday show, because I want the Saturday show to be long. The Saturday show will be at least 2 hours long, possibly as long as 4. I don't know if it'll go quite that long. I don't know if I get really into it and I get enough people watching, I might do that. But let's see if there's anyone in the chats. No. Apparently, I got 2 people watching, apparently. But and those things, just making sure Enrique's not and we'll just check here for a couple of things really quick to see if no, maybe not. Okay. My apologies for the break here. I know I got a couple of people watching, but okay. Oh, he is back. Let's try it again. Show on stream.
Hello, can you hear me?
Well, hello. Okay. So at the moment, you are coming through at the moment.
I'll try it. You know what? Next time I'm going to try it from my garage. I have way better reception over there. Maybe that's why. Yeah, right. Because the garage is where I was gonna. Yeah. Next time I'll do it from the garage. Be simpler.
I would think like when you go on when you do TikTok, it's like smooth as glass. Like you come through perfectly clear, no problems on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm sure it was on my end though. I have a feeling because sometimes the internet will go out on my TV sometimes here, and I'm right next to my TV, so my computer's fine over here. But yeah, I mean maybe that's why. Okay. What were we talking about? BJ Dell?
I liked his website. I really like his website actually.
Yeah, he'd be a great.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I would say. It's funny too because it's not even that like. Well, as far as just the way it looks pretty simple to me. I mean, he obviously just put like a round shape around like art here, round shape around his shop, round shape. And he just kind of like this wouldn't be hard on Elementor, I don't think.
But even like the font that he's got up there, it looks like he drew his. I'm just gonna bring it back again. So
yeah.
But yeah, like whoops, that's Bailey J. Sorry, it's I get them confused. BJ.
Okay. BJ Dell. Wait, who's Bailey J?
She's J Dell. She's from Calgary or British Columbia. She's a Canadian artist. She's been doing
really?
stuff for a long time. It's very, very. How should I put this? So it sounds right. Very girly art kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
But she's hugely popular. She did a video about between 10, 12 years ago. She put up a video on alcohol markers, and she did a whole like 20, 30 minute going through every marker, testing them all out, going through all the pros and cons of each of them. And that friggin' video, I think, still gets views to this day. It went so viral, that one. It just, because she did a whole breakdown of all like the most popular alcohol-based markers. And that thing just exploded. That thing, yeah.
There's another guy named something Burnett. I cannot remember. He does. I can't remember. Something Carl Burnett. Something Burnett. I cannot remember. Let me see. Burnett. I think it's. You know what? His website's called cubebrush.com.
I'm gonna lose you again.
Oh, no. Yeah. I've heard it. Am I there? Am I still choppy? Am I a robot?
Well, it was breaking up. You're coming through again, but again, we'll see. Okay. It's like back and forth. We'll see how long it lasts.
I don't know what that is, actually. Maybe my phone is hot. Maybe that's why it's doing that. That sounds very over. Maybe my phone's overheating, and I don't know why. Maybe I turn off every program.
Yeah. It seems like you're on for a little bit, and then it starts getting choppy because we're going to lose you again, I think. But I know we're getting down. So you said you can only stay till 11:30, so I only got about 6 or 7 minutes.
All right.
Anyways, but
all right. I'll do it. I know you can't hear me. Next time I'll do my garage and see if that's.
And you're gone.
I'll turn off like I'm going.
And
yeah, it's so bad. I think my phone is needed. All right, I'm gonna just go.
I can't.
I will go then.
Oh, are you gonna go? All right. I'm sorry, man. We're losing you. You can't hear anything you're saying. So we'll be in touch. We'll chat. So
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay. We'll chat later then.
Hey guys.
Yeah, sorry about that. We need to get him a better setup. But I don't know. Well, I'll chat with him. We'll see if we can figure out something better for following weeks, because this has been kind of happening each week, and I think this what I'm gonna have to do is if I'm gonna do something like this with somebody, is to do a test run first, make sure that the other person has good enough setup that there's no issues when we come to do this. So I think a trial run before, because eventually I would like to have guests on here as well, because Enrique can't do every week. He can only do every other week. On the alternate weeks, I'd like to bring in some guests. So anyways, well, that was our Canada Day special. Not so special. What do you do? But we'll try this again next week. And I think I'm going to call it here. So, because I've only got one viewer. Anyways, again, I got to work on this, get a better show together. So we'll might touch wood, maybe see you Saturday. I'd like to, because I'm trying to put a Saturday show together, and I'd really like to get that underway properly. So chances are, if you're watching this on the repeat and you stay till the end, thank you. And we'll talk again very, very soon. Take care, everyone.